$12,000. $12,000 in credit card debt. If you're anything like me, you've probably have dealt with thousands of dollars of credit card debt. Hi, I'm Ron Norman, and I want to share a few tips with you all to show you how I became debt free. And hopefully, a few of these tips can inspire you along your journey as well. The number one tip that I've learned is to assess my spending. I had to look back over the previous month to see how much I was spending in different categories. I basically jotted down all the expenses among all the bank accounts and the credit cards to see where my money was actually going. And once I was able to categorize them, I put them in various buckets, whether that was food and eating out or clothing, rent, whatever that looked like, I put it into a category. Next up is to build a budget. Budgeting has helped me tremendously, and it first starts with figuring out how to budget. The budgeting is taking what you take in and subtract your expenses. And when you look at the various types of budgets, there are so many different versions. What I started with is a zero-sum budget. A zero sum is basically taking the amount of money that you bring in, your salary or your take-home pay, whatever that looks like, and you take away your expenses. So that's food, that's your credit card bills that we're trying to pay off, among other expenses that you may have as well. So make sure you start off with your income and subtract your expenses. You can do a 50-30-20 budget. Basically, that's taking 50% of your take-home pay and putting it towards needs like your housing, car payments, and other necessary expenses to keep the lights on, light bill. And then you have the 30%, so spending your wants, whether that's eating out or clothing and other spending wants that you have. And then the 20% is saving towards a goal or an emergency fund or paying off that debt. Another tip I can share is separating your accounts. I have two different checking accounts. One is for spending and the other is for bills. I also have a high yield savings account where my money from my check is separating into these various buckets. So I just basically tell my employer to put a certain amount in each of these accounts. That has helped me to pay myself first, and it has also allowed me to control my spending. Okay, now that you've assessed your spending and you've built a budget, you kind of have an idea of how you want to move forward. And then now that you've separated your money from various accounts so that you're paying yourself first, next up is saving at least $1,000 for an emergency fund. This is critical. This is just laying the foundation as we go ahead and move forward to attack our credit card debt. It's to make sure that we will have money to cover any unexpected expenses that may come up and to protect ourselves. Because when we go in on this credit card debt, we're going in full force. What has hindered me in the past when I was trying to save as well as pay off credit card debt was that I was doing them both at the same time. I think looking back, if I were to just focus on getting that $1,000 and leaving that there and then refocusing my attention on just paying off the debt, I think that would have helped me get everything done faster. I was just trying to do both, and in the time of trying to do both, I was actually increasing my credit card debt. Okay, now we can focus on paying off our credit card debt. We can do it in various ways. We can do it like a snowball, where you start off with the smallest amount that you have and then just pay it off and get those short-term wins. Or we can do it like an avalanche. We can start off really big, the highest one with the highest interest rate rather, and we just focus on tackling that first and moving on down until we become debt free. Now, finally, after we've paid off our debt, we have our budget, and we have at least $1,000 saved up in our emergency fund, we can then move forward to adding to that emergency fund and working towards having at least 3 to 6 months of our expenses within our emergency fund. This will protect us in the event that we want to leave our job or get fired or an unexpected expense comes up, a hospital bill, whatever it may be. We want to be protected. These are foundational steps that we can do to make sure that we can get out of credit card debt and stay out of credit card debt. Okay? We're going to have a little money on the side that we can start to build wealth. but it all starts with one small step. And I believe we can all do it. I've been able to do it. Personal finance is a personal journey, and it has to be monitored regularly. And I understand that credit card debt may be only one portion of the debt you may have, but I want to be able to encourage you to let you know that it is possible to get beyond credit card debt as you tackle those other debts that may be in your life. This is a journey, and it doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight for me, but I did do the necessary steps. Sometimes it had to be drastic. I had to move back home in order to pay off my debt, but I did what was necessary, and getting additional jobs that can also help as well to make sure that I can move forward knowing that I am debt free. I did it, and I know you can do it too. And I want to encourage you. So let me know if this has been helpful to you, and let me know what tips we can add to our repertoire that way we can encourage each other on getting debt free. All right, until next time, I'll see you. Take care. Bye.